So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called P.O.W. The Escape, 1986, also known as Behind Enemy Lines, also known as Attack Force Nam. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was pretty decent. It was another canon flick. Karate Man recommendation, and it was in between Missing in Action 2 and Missing in Action 3, so it's kind of a kind of rode on coattails of the first Missing in Action movies with Chuck Norris, and it's filmed in the Philippines. It's got a rather extended scene with the supposed Vietnam bar with cockfighting, and the Vietnam bar girl is actually Filipina. She's quite comely, and she gets in an extended topless scene with one of the Vietnam dudes. The guy who starts out as a coward, kind of conniving, treasonous guy, he changes his tune when he starts having looking at himself in the mirror at the Vietnam bar, and he tells the bar girl to go away, pushes her aside because he keeps having flashbacks of all his buddies getting killed in Nam. So it starts out with David Carradine doing a suicide mission, trying to rescue some POWs by attacking the front, but it was just an empty fortress, kind of a decoy, and he ends up after retreating, he ends up going back and saving one guy, carrying him over his shoulder, but then the guy dies, and he's stuck in the middle of the jungle. He ends up getting captured as a POW. Then he goes back to the POW camp, and Steve James is there from the American Ninja series. And that other movie that I couldn't stand, he couldn't stand it either. It was, it was Avenging Verse. That's the movie that I keep forgetting because I really disliked it. But this was a pretty decent Karate Man recommendation. Unlike Avenging Force with Steve James and Michael Dudikoff and John P. Ryan as the white nationalist, racist guy. Yeah, that guy.
January 6th, never forget insurrectionists.
Yeah, that whole thing was plotted by the FBI, and they blame it on Trump supporters. Anyways, so the Vietnamese camp commander dude, who's really Japanese, I think, because his last name is Iwamatsu. That's his acting name. And he's got all the gold loot from the spoils of war. He wants to bring it back to Miami Beach, where he has some relatives. So So he finally agrees to let all the POWs escape with him so that he can escape to the U.S. together with all of them. And he wants General Cooper's help, played by John Carradine, or David Carradine, excuse me, the U.S. Airborne Commando, Colonel Cooper. All right, so Cooper and the camp commander, they get ambushed. They split up. Cooper hides the gold, the stolen loot, and he said he's going to let the army figure it out later. The kind of treasonous guy goes, takes off with the jeeps. The boxes that had the gold in them are empty, but he doesn't figure it out until he gets to Hanoi, or Saigon, I guess. It looks like Saigon because everybody's trying to leave. It's 1973, the fall of Saigon, when the U.S. finally got sick and tired of fighting in Vietnam, and Congress pulled the funds for the war effort. So finally, after how many years? Probably 15 years, or no, probably 11 years, something like that. And so he ends up falling on a grenade that the camp commander is holding in his hand. But Cooper has to save a bunch of U.S. guys on a hill first, because that's his patriotic duty. He even takes down a U.S. flag and puts it around his shoulders while he's rescuing these guys. Steve James thinks he's crazy, but eventually he capitulates and rescues all of them. And so the ending scene is them trying to escape from the helicopters. I don't know how they got there in time, because they keep saying that Cooper's not going to make it there. But anyways, decent flick, lots of explosions. You got the cockfighting and the comely young Filipina lady. She's really the reason to watch this one. That was the if you want to watch this, skip forward to that scene. That's the only reason to watch, really. The Vietnam bar scene with the Filipino bar girl. So what do we got coming up? Oh, I got an Adrian mention coming up pretty soon. I think I'm going to take a nap, though, because I keep taking long naps throughout the day, and I can't meet my goal of 20 movie reviews this week. But I've got Naked Killer from 1992, or excuse me, Shock 'em Dead, 1991. Sorry, haven't gone that far down my list, but my son recommended it. Who Killed Captain Alex? Uganda's first action movie. Really? 2010, and Uganda didn't make an action movie?
Yeah.
It took him that long? It's got 6 million views. I'm not sure why it's so popular, but it must be one of those so bad that it's good type movies.
It is.
What about Nigerian Hell? what's that other movie? Reign of Hell? Or is it Heaven and Hell? Hell in Paradise? There's a Nigerian film that I remember. It offended my my former gay coworker. Anyways, I'll have to look that up. Now I'm curious. Now I have to look it up. It's all your fault. Oh, his mother's probably going to demand that he go to baseball practice tomorrow. In which case, I'll tell her to come pick him up here. And then she has to drop him off after he's done. That's the only way it's going to happen. Make up the 2 hours tomorrow, Sunday night. That's the only way it's going to work. But she won't stop calling here and harassing my son about it. Oh, here we go. I can't find it. But, anyways. Cool flick. I'm not going to say highly recommended or check it out, but I will say fast forward to the Vietnam bar scene filmed in the Philippines. That's worth the price of admission right there. Laters.